What's up, guys? So I just got ready for bed, and tomorrow we are heading to Minnesota to go see Dr. Sean O'Mara for our visceral fat scans.
Checking you waking up.
Good morning, guys. So it is 5:14 in the morning. I should wake up at this time. We're gonna head to Pure Barre, and then we are going to get ready to leave. All right, so we are all ready for Pure Barre. I think I'm doing a line today, so this will be my 90th class. We are almost to 100, yay! So this is the fit. We have on Buff Bunny. I'm just gonna show you guys. I have so much crap like everywhere. This is all linked, by the way. I think I have this in my Amazon storefront, so if you guys need any of this stuff, I'll have like the links below. But I used my little 6-hour ampule. This I love. And then yeah, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a Foreo mask on the way to Pure Barre. I always do this. I use my Foreo Luna. I have the Luna 2. I want to get the Luna 3 really bad. Or not the Luna, sorry. The UFO. The UFO is the shit. The new one has the red light on it. I want to do the one with the red light, but I have a red light. I'll link that too. It's the Dr. Dennis Gross red light mask. Absolutely love. Highly recommend. I'm just going to show you guys here. This is it. It looks really scary and freaky when you have it on, but it gives really good skin results. Very anti-inflammatory. Gives you a glow. Just finished Pure Barre, washed my hair. Oh my god, you guys, extensions take forever to dry. Anyways, I just found out if you're going to get an MRI, you probably don't want to have extensions in your hair. They have little bits of metal, and I'm still researching it, but I might have to actually cut these out of my hair tonight because it can rip your hair out. So, plot twist, I'm gonna be bald tomorrow. Let's see the back of my hair. Hot mess express today. Anyways, so we're gonna head to the airport. Hopefully I do not have to cut these out of my hair. That would really suck. But we'll hope and we'll pray. Drinking some pink drink, and we are on our way. Now that I am bald, all my real hair is out. Okay, so I didn't cry, but I have like no hair left. Like, we cut a lot of my hair out. Like, I can't even see it, but we had to cut all of this because I'm going in for an MRI tomorrow, and you can't have beaded weft in an MRI. There's literally hair all over my sweater. I feel
We locked the door.
bald. You want to check?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pull here. Is everybody?
30 strands of hair. What do you think your MRI is going to say? Like, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to say? So, we've gotten a couple questions on why we're doing this. And why are we doing this?
Exit 17A to merge onto Jeffrey Boulevard.
Okay, so I guess I'm the only one talking. I have hair literally flying all over me from my impromptu haircut. It's everywhere. So we're doing this because we want to basically see, like, have a marker for how healthy we are prior to having kids. So we're planning on getting pregnant, so this is like part of the pregnancy journey. And I found Dr. Sean O'Mara, I think like over a year ago, on Instagram and YouTube, and just love his content. He does really, really great stuff in the health world. So was super curious to see like what our actual state of health is, and this is one of the best biomarkers to see how much visceral fat you have. So what he's going to do is he's going to measure our abdominal fat via an MRI, which is why I had to take out my hair. That's why I'm bald. And from there he's going to be able to tell us how healthy we are. I guess like certain changes in your eating habits. Like if you eat a lot of processed food, it can only take 2 weeks to accumulate a lot of visceral fat, or if you drink a lot of alcohol. So with all the changes I've made in the last couple months since like end of October, I'm so curious to see what my levels are. So we're taking you guys along for the journey, and we'll see you in Minnesota. So we just got to the airport. I talked to my hair girl, and we are gonna reinstall the extensions on Friday, thank God. Feeling so bald. But she was like, oh my God, you cut those out of your hair. Like, completely just cut the majority of your hair out. Yep. Yes, I did. So we got to the airport. We're super hungry, so we're gonna go to Outback.
So this is the second one.
The Outback here looks so basic. This looks like the inside of like a 90s McDonald's. Burger King.
Pique Lounge.
But we both haven't eaten yet. I had like a little bite of like butter and some steak from last night, like leftovers, but wasn't a whole lot. So are you super hungry? Just so you guys know, not that I'm gonna eat this, but they do cook their fries here in, is it tallow?
Yeah, beef tallow.
Yeah, they cook it in beef tallow, so just a little fun fact. But I'm gonna get myself a juicy steak. Okay, so what did we, I can't even fix this, what did we end up ordering?
What did you get?
So I got, well, I'm gonna make my green ginger fasting tea with stevia in the raw. And this is like my little stony clover I bring everywhere. It has like all my stuff in there. So there's like a mic thing, I have all my drinks in here. I literally keep this in my car 24/7. If I get coffee, I use my little like stevia. This one's in whipped cream, but yeah. I got a ribeye, and I did get the fries. So we got iced tea.
Mix it with my own ketchup that I bring with me everywhere.
But can we talk about
I
ketchup?
got this in Miami at Stony Clover on the 17th floor.
This is M's attempt at being. Is this your attempt at being me? This is how you be me. Okay, so this is how he'd be me. I guess that's, so that's me. Guys. Anyways, cheers. Are you ready to be freezing cold?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you been to Minnesota before?
No.
Okay guys, so I'm from Minnesota originally, and this is M's first time in Minnesota. What are you like most excited about?
Leaving.
M has no idea how cold it actually is in Minnesota. It's like freeze your eyeballs cold in Minnesota. Minnesota! Of course, we had to go to the Cavalli vending machine. You guys, this is the travel exclusive. I don't even know what color it is, but it kind of looks like it matches my nails a little bit. By the way, these jelly nails, we've got to talk about it. You can get them done in the link below. This is like my favorite thing ever. They are so cheap. I bring them into my nail girl Mary, and she works her magic. Guys, we just landed. We are in Minnesota. Told my husband I'm taking him to my hometown. It looks brutally cold. It's so funny visiting your hometown after not being here for a decade. I haven't been back for a full decade, so it's gonna be very interesting. There's the beautiful downtown area. I'm gonna try and zoom in so you guys can see. That's downtown. And we're coming up on our exit. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom pothole on like every block during winter. Over here, those are all brand new. They tore those up. That used to actually be a community garden. These have been here since like forever. They still have Present Moment. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's like a mystic shop. And they still have my favorite laundromat to take photos in. City Going Laundry. And my house is right here, the white one, right here with the dollhouse. So we're doing the full tour today. This is where I went to high school. This is my elementary school. And that's my husband. They rebuilt this. This is like a new addition to the school. It's so interesting to see how things change. So this is 30 years later, I guess. I started going here, I don't know, when I was just a little kid. Oh my gosh, this is so nostalgic. So I woke up, it is 3 in the morning. I woke up at 2. Tried to go back to sleep, I couldn't go back to sleep. So we're gonna brush our teeth and get ready. My husband's still sleeping. We're gonna head downstairs and I think I'm gonna get some work done. So, story of my life, I like barely ever sleep. But I get quality sleep, so that's all that matters. Anyways, see you guys in a little bit. All bundled up and ready to go see Sean. So we stayed in a V-Cute hotel in Wayzata. This is like
At the next
downtown
light, turn right.
Wayzata area. We're heading to our MRI right now. I love it here, it is so cute. Such a small little downtown. I do not want to move here. I've already lived here for long enough. Thank you very much. But if I did move back, I think I would move to like this area. It's just so cute. There's like everything you need here. But I think I like the warmth way better. So,
At the light, turn right onto Wayzata Boulevard East.
I will say this about Minnesota, you guys, is out of all the places that I've lived or visited, you can get everywhere in like no amount of time. Like literally, this is only 30 minutes away and it's across town, like way far across town. Insane. When we got to the airport, I called my mom because I'm like, I don't even believe this. It said that we were only 16 minutes from my old house, and I'm like, we lived that close to the airport. Like, everything here is so close. Where in Orlando, I mean, I feel like we're always driving. Like, it's always an hour and a half to get anywhere. So, this is like the awesome part about Minnesota. So, that's, aside from the freezing cold, that's a bonus. So, if you are moving here, I mean, that's definitely something to look forward to. And Lunds and Byerly's. I forgot about Lunds and Byerly's. My favorite grocery store ever. Like, way better. Way better than Whole Foods or anything like that. Trader Joe's is up there too. Anyways, it's a cool, crisp morning. Definitely really cold outside. You can see the car exhaust. We're not used to this coming from Orlando.
Use the left 2 lanes to merge
We
onto
will
US
not be
12
going to a
East or by
Starbucks here, but
394.
we will be going to, where are we going, babe?
Alright, place.
To Caribou. I have been wanting a Caribou coffee for the last like 10 years and I just never make it to the Midwest. So I don't normally drink coffee, and if I do, I drink like the Rise coffee, but today is a day where we're gonna have to make an exception and get some Caribou coffee. It is just that good. It is so good. Did you say you like it?
In 9.7 miles, keep left onto I-394 East
We'll
toward
see you at the
downtown.
MRI. So we're just getting to the MRI place right now. So this is in St. Paul. What do you think of St. Paul? My parents used to live over there. Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, the downtown St. Paul area is like, I think everything closed down though. They don't have any stores anymore, but I have no idea. They went out of business. But it's really pretty down there. There's the big river down there. I forget what river it is, but it's gorgeous. So here's the deal. We're going to get the MRIs right now at the MRI clinic right here, and then after that we're gonna go see Dr. Sean. I'm excited to introduce you guys to him. He is amazing. Some of you may
In a
already
quarter
know
mile,
him.
turn right onto Griggs Street North.
He does visceral fat readings, so that's his metric, his marker for health.
Right.
I guess is this it? Interesting.
Turn left into the parking lot.
This looks like a college or something.
You've entered the parking lot for your destination.
We may be lost. We're here. So we just got to Dr. Sean's. And we just finished our MRIs, and this is the glorious Dr. Sean.
Hello.
We need to talk about how this office is a vibe. Like, look at all the pink salt lamps. It's so beautiful. I love it.
I have a client I was just consulting with last night. He's 79. He bought the rings, making my hair stand. This guy's crushing it. 79, using rings at his home after coming here and optimizing himself. So he's in great shape. In fact, we'll show you some MRIs of his legs. The remarkable thing about these biometrics are they're just not taught in medical school. So I didn't learn about it except through the research realm. And it was another researcher that whose image is this right here that I first learned about visceral fat. So this was his image, and he had a 31-inch waist, and so he was filled with visceral fat at the time he got scanned. It was his first scan. And for Celia's benefit, muscles are dark and organs are dark, and so is bone. So we're taking a look at the vertebral body right there, and these are the psoas muscles on the side, which make up your core. So if you ever do any kind of core workouts and you feel that burning deep in your abdomen, it's nice to know what the heck that is that hurts so bad inside. Yeah, that's your core. But it's also a really interesting muscle from a health optimization standpoint. So we can draw a lot of information and knowledge about how somebody is in terms of their physical fitness by looking at their core. And it's really not discussed and looked at from any other perspective. These are your back muscles, so you lay down on the MRI scanner. When you go in on your back, your belly button is up in this area here, the anterior part of your abdomen. And so we're going to be concentrating on visceral fat a lot, talk about this bad player here. And on an MRI image, fat shows up as white. So this is another area of fat here. And interesting that I've been looking at visceral fat for 10 years. And then I just learned about this new, we've always looked at visceral fat to subcutaneous, subcutaneous fat, and we painted it here so we can help, non-physicians, lay people understand the difference between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. But there's this dark membrane going through there that's called scarpus fascia. That if they ever mentioned it to us in medical school or anatomy, I don't remember it, but it differentiates between two different regions of subcutaneous fat. They're like bricks in clouds difference. So as it turns out, deep subcutaneous fat is from scarpus fascia to the muscle, and superficial subcutaneous fat is from your skin to scarpus fascia. So it's more superficial, this is more deep, and that's where it came to the name. Now, biochemically, they're completely different though. One, deep subcutaneous fat acts like visceral fat. So it is secreting inflammatory molecules 24 hours a day, spewing out like fumes from a furnace. So interleukin-6, tumor necrosis factor alpha, cytokines, adipokines, just bad players that get released from it. Versus this superficial subcutaneous fat, it doesn't secrete the inflammatory molecules, it secretes something else that was kept from its medical school called adiponectin. Now adiponectin, I know, never heard of it, but adiponectin protects you from heart attacks and strokes and cancer, fatty liver disease. I mean, this natural molecule, I was like, God,
is that why
we've heard about it?
You did a video on why a six-pack isn't necessarily like the best thing. Is that why? Because
yes.
This is the
because you lose that protective benefit. And the interesting thing is, because you're, I've looked at your page. You'll track this. Jump on the internet and look at, just put on an Instagram or Google image, six-pack abs, and there was an extraordinary number of photographs that showed six-pack abs like this. Face is down, face is blocked. And the reason is, when you really have six-pack abs, your face doesn't look good.
Weathered.
It makes you look harsh and inflamed. It gives you an unattractive look. So they're like, we love your six-pack ab, but not that face.
You know what's
and
interesting
women in
is
particular.
I was in bodybuilding, and in that industry, I tell everyone, I'm like, the low-fat diet that all of them are on makes the women look so old and masculine.
Yes.
That's what I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Harsh
I
look.
turned to like doing running, which now I don't run anymore. But I do like shorter runs if I do run. But the bodybuilding world, I just noticed they were all aging so horribly, and I'm all about anti-aging, so I'm like, there is no way in hell.
Good for
that
you.
I'm
Well,
going
people
that route.
that end up getting liposuction end up regretting it because it changed their appearance and they end up affecting their health. So really does have a benefit you want. So when we scan, we want to see and we maintain superficial sub-Q fat. Then we declare war on deep sub-Q fat and visceral fat. There's a strong relationship between visceral fat and deep subcutaneous fat besides the inflammatory nature. The amount that you have correspond. Also with myosteatosis, so as you get infiltrates of fat within the muscle, which I call human marbling for my lay people. It's like a steak gets marbled, your muscle can be marbled. We also track that too, and it corresponds to the amount of visceral fat you have. But what's really interesting is the decline of the muscle tissue. So we see both mass and performance. So the tissue just doesn't work as well. So one obvious, but it's gradual over a period of time, effect of that is when you get myosteatosis within erectae spinae muscles, they no longer keep the spine erect. And that's what's going on with these older people. Everybody else, we just think it's old age, but it's really myosteatosis, adverse muscle composition, as we age, chronic disease that corresponds to visceral fat. Does visceral fat cause myosteatosis? No. I think what's going on is what causes visceral fat causes myosteatosis, deep subcutaneous fat as well. The fourth henchman, bad horseman, bad player that shows up with visceral fat, myosteatosis, and deep subcutaneous fat is organ fat. And we'll take a look at that, like fat around the heart. So we've scanned both of you guys' heart, and we'll take a look. So this one is good. The other area of good fat that you have in your body is BAT, brown adipose tissue. We don't image that. It's a separate protocol. But we provide strategies to increase your brown fat. But if you do the strategies that we're going to give you today, you'll increase this, you'll decrease this, decrease this, decrease this. So it's a great, this is a good graphic for people that don't know anything about anatomy, kind of understand. All right, so here's a guy who's really in trouble. So he's just filled with visceral fat. He's filled with myosteatosis. I mean, his muscles are just, he's got, replacement of his muscles with fat. It's just fatty muscle replacement. His fatty infiltrates are extending into his erectae spinae muscle. But this is the relationship you can see now with the huge amount, this ocean of visceral fat that he has in there. You can see scarpus fascia, this membrane is extended way to the periphery. Mm-hmm. And when we find very little visceral fat, this membrane is much closer to this deep tissue. Now, having done thousands of these scans and looked at them, I can tell you that Celia's scarpus fascia, because she's premenopausal, will be more anterior, and Mark's will be more deep. It's just the opposite. Sorry, Celia's is going to be more deep, and Mark's will be more anterior. So almost in half. When we typically see females, it's almost about here, and males come out here. So the reason is your reproductive capabilities protect you. Nature says you're more important to the species right now for child rearing than Mark is. Us males, we're just genetic donors. And so we're kind of dispensable. You're indispensable. So you're protected against disease until menopause kicks in. Then it's the great equalizer. Then you suck. You start putting on visceral fat way more than Mark. You start circling the drain. And so if you know about these strategies, you can prevent that from happening. But if you go through your female ancestors, you will see their faces all start heading south as soon as menopause kicks in.
My ancestors, like, everyone looks horrible in their 20s. So, you know.
Really?
Yes. My family, my sister and I joke, we have the genetics of the ugliest of the ugly. If we weren't, my sister and I are very OCD about, like, our eating and everything. We have to be. Like, we will blow up filled with, like, it's not even fat, it's just like inflammation. It's so crazy. If I eat French fries, inflamed, like everything inflamed. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, it's good, you know, the fact that you pay attention to it a lot. It's been I'll just comment on it. It's my observation that people that are aware of that are a little bit more sensitive to changes when they eat something or appearance in their face, have a proclivity or a greater aptitude for optimizing their health than individuals who don't pay attention to it.
Even as I'm very thin, like, I'll have, like, almost visible abs, but my face is like the thing that goes first. It's crazy.
Professional's not as bad as this guy. This guy's line is way down here.
Can you ever fully get rid of visceral fat, or do you?
Oh yeah, you get down to nothing.
Really?
I've had it where I couldn't see it in clients.
Wow.
I like mine is like almost nothing.
New goal.
I think mine is I maintain. I tell Julie and the kids this. I maintain a little bit of visceral fat from the stress of the family, 5 kids, and worrying about. I got 2 going in the army, and I'm like, oh God, we're going to a war. So just a little bit, but yeah, you can get that down to nothing. So this is the guy's MRI from the top one. His name is Gabe, and look how good his abdomen is. So he has very little visceral fat. He has a nice physique, and he's in the army with me. He's a master of fitness training and helps to train soldiers.
Wow.
All right, well, let's take a look at this scan. This scan happened because I was searching on the internet, on Instagram one day, and a reel popped up, and I saw this influencer that had 700,000 followers. But my research eyes told me this woman is not only attractive, but more correctly, should be thought of as very healthy. And so I asked her if she would be willing to get an MRI scan, and I told her I'm a researcher that studies health optimization, and that I think she may be one of the healthiest women I have seen on the internet. This is her right here.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Carolyn. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
So she has nice legs, really nice figure, elegant arms, and I'll just say that is gorgeous hair. That hair is gorgeous because it's super healthy.
And her chin.
And
I always pay attention to jawline. She has a really good jawline.
Yeah, she has a really attractive face. So why does that woman at the age of 60 now look that good? And the reason is not that she doesn't have visceral fat, because we could take all the visceral fat out of you or your mom or your friend that really is very unattractive and get rid of all their visceral fat, and they're not going to look like Carolyn. So what do you think is the reason why Carolyn looks like that at the age of 60?
Because she eats beef. I don't know. Because she lives in Dubai and she has no stress.
She never had visceral fat.
Wow.
She lived 60 years and she never had it. Why?
Interesting.
Because her mom in 1968 did the Atkins diet. But unlike my mom, who did it, she never went off of it. Remember that? There was a craze. You can talk to your mom about it in the 60s, the Atkins diet, and everybody poo-pooed it and said, no, fat is the problem. Not Carolyn's mom, and her dad. They were like scientists or something. They go, we're sticking with fat and we're getting rid of carbs. And they stayed off it, and look how she turned out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great story. So she's a great example. She's a good follow of visceral fat. So
if you accumulate it, can you get rid of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's where we step in. So do not fear that because you've accumulated it, that you can't do anything about it. Muscle to fat ratio is just amazing. But this is the Olympic sprinter. So we'll look at his picture in a little bit. But this is to acquaint you with, for anybody who doesn't quite know about marbleized steak. This cow is fed carbohydrates, corn, soy, molasses, grains. And then recently a cattle feed truck turned over in California and the feed spilled all over the highway, and it was in the news because interspersed in it were all these bright colors. They were adding Skittles to cattle feed, human candy to feed cows.
I was going to guess like Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Don't give them that idea.
Yeah.
Old donuts. But yes, Skittles are super cheap, and so it's causing, myosteatosis in cattle, but it causes it in humans. He figured it out.
Him?
Got to get rid of No. This is the Olympic sprinter. So the Olympic sprinter, before when I took this picture, he never lifted weights, never did pull-ups, never did push-ups. So he got all that musculature just from sprinting.
That's amazing.
And the reason sprinting produces this kind of musculature, and if you think back in your high school days, working out, and the track guys were always jacked, and they had this glide, they were just really smooth. And then the cross-country team would be like the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz, all gross and, shriveled up. And so the track guys put on muscle, and the track girls do too. They have nice figures.
It's true.
And the reason is there's a molecule called myokine. And a myokine is a messaging molecule that gets secreted by muscles during intense exercise in proportion to the intensity of that exercise and the mass of the muscle. So if you're doing really intense exercise with your finger, you can detect the myokine traveling through the body, but it's not as much. But if you're doing it like with your glutes and your quads,
your trunks are the biggest.
Yeah, the lower extremity musculature, you pump that out like crazy. So
is that why HIIT training? They say HIIT training is typically better for results.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I said maybe we better scan the brain and see if we see visceral fat, or I don't know what we'll see. And lo and behold, we saw atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease.
Wow.
And so and I thought that was impressive. But this guy came to me in July of this year. He had this large lesion that was caught by the radiologist. I could see it myself, but the radiologist picked up on it. And of course, we're just looking at slides.
Is a lesion like that, is that considered like kind of pre-MS type thing? Like a lesion like that? Or
No,
is it
more
different
at
than
this
that?
pre-stroke.
Pre-stroke, okay.
And so this is the #1 vessel for a stroke, your MCA. So typically, if
That's
that's the one that's more likely to stroke out is that middle cerebral artery. I mean, and it's one we see a lot more lesions in.
Are we going to see this on our scans too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to show, and Mark will find it interesting because we'll go up and down, we'll do rotation, we'll do tilt, we're going to look everywhere. So here's the interesting thing we saw as those arteries open up, they open up all over the body.
Let's do me first, I guess.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
I don't care.
I'm nervous.
You got this.
You've already done it. Like, you're already, good.
I don't know about that. We'll see. If I turn green
But nothing changes.
and pass out, at least I'm on a couch. Nothing changes? No, but you want to know how your body's doing.
I know.
That's why we're here.
But no reason to freak out.
Okay. All right, so we're going to scan. We do some scans up in the thoracic region to get your heart. So we'll start at your heart, and the first organ we'll take a look at, and then we'll scan down your abdomen, see your visceral fat. So, whoops. Gotta turn the screen share on here. I love doing this. It's showtime. All right, so.
Do I not have a heart?
You
right
list
there.
right there.
Is it? It's enlarged.
No, it's not. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
This your.
You just say that because you're my husband.
So you have a paucity, a very small amount of heart fat.
That's good.
Yay! Yeah. That's good. So I'm not gonna die tomorrow.
No, you have I would say you are top 10% of my female clients. So that's good.
Wow.
Yeah. So what that means is we're probably going to see less visceral fat in you. And now part of this is you're a female, but you're still doing better than a lot of other females.
But I'm also a psycho, Sean. I don't eat any carbohydrates. Like
Okay. Well, I'm believing. I see your post. I think you're good. You're so that just a teeny tiny bit compared to everybody else, So we could put you up there. You could be in Dr. Sean's slideshow for all the right reasons that you're good. But we'll keep skinning down and see what we can see within your adjuvant now.
This is interesting. So this is just going through the whole body, right?
Yeah. Now we're tracking down these levels of your kidneys, gallbladder, liver. What's that?
They're right there in the middle of the kidneys.
Where? I don't see myself.
The what?
You're not down. They're thinner at this
we're not
point.
down
We're
there.
up high
Okay.
above the kidney.
Okay.
Below the kidneys, they start to get bigger. These are just the anchor points.
So you have the white is, visceral fat in you, but you don't have much, so.
But I have quite a bit of sub-Q though, right?
No, not really, compared to other people.
Are my organs just thick?
Everything that I'm reading so far looks good. You got really nice abdominis rectus. Your muscles look good.
Really?
That's your umbilicus, your belly button.
There's your scar.
Yeah.
For your belly button.
Your oblique muscles.
Is that the
You
stuff?
do have some myosteatosis, but you do have some visceral fat, but it's nothing like the other ones. So, and what we do see is myosteatosis reverses more slowly than visceral fat and heart fat. So it's a little bit slower. And if you get rid of all your visceral fat, here you'll get more. Remember, Carolyn's more of a flatter abdomen and more dark.
That's what I want.
You want to get rid of that white. So just keep doing what you're doing, and we rescan you, and you could be rescanned in a year. You'll be that much better with the 47 strategies.
Well, I'll be probably pregnant this year, so then I'll rescan after I give birth. But would that make a difference with being pregnant?
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
No, I mean, as long as you don't go
I will not
carb out.
go carb out. No way. There's no way.
Yeah.
You cannot pay me. I'm a cycle because I want this baby to be healthy. I'm like, I want to give it a better life than like what I had.
And scarpus fascia. You get the thickest scarpus damn fascia I've ever
Where?
seen.
It's that band in the. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Thick. I don't think there's any significance to it. I mean, it's just really.
Is it like a
So-
fiber or what?
So this is your
Yes.
deep subcutaneous fat. Yours is a little bit more superficial, and you get more deep subcu fat than I thought. Than I should say, than I would anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get rid of your visceral fat, that's going to go away.
Okay.
And so these, interesting, when I study deep subcutaneous fat, do you know where it concentrates? Is in your love handles. But yeah, so you got.
I got quite a bit. Actually.
You actually did it.
Yeah.
So I will be honest with you.
Doesn't surprise me.
Top 10% for heart fat, but that visceral fat.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? You need to get rid of that, and you've been crushing it, but you'll have to figure it out. So
it's been years though of me I had autoimmune severe for 5.5 years.
Oh, you did?
So, yes, like severe, Sean. Like I was having trouble walking. They thought I had MS.
She's full celiac.
Oh,
Like not
okay.
fashionably, but like real
With
celiac.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but that's it.
So I was going to a neurologist. Like
That's
they had me hooked up to like brain scans because I could barely walk. I couldn't drive. Like I had vertigo every day. Like
Well, now you know why you've had all those symptoms.
yeah, and
And-
so I've been getting rid of it, and I feel better. Obviously, I can function now,
Yeah.
but I was having trouble working. Like it was really bad.
Oh no, I'm a believer now. Once you told me you had
Yeah.
celiac, so it's years to get that visceral fat out. So
I've probably done a lot of work on it. But
yeah,
there's
if we scanned you 3 years ago, you'd have been a lot
even
more
2 years
focused.
ago because I went carnivore in
Your pictures in
2021.
Georgia.
Yeah, I have like photos of me looking like if you saw old photos of me, you'd be like, holy shit, I look like I'm 40. Like,
Okay.
I look really
Even
old.
this past May, June,
Yeah.
she was
Alright.
definitely more.
Like,
You'll be
rounded.
interesting. We'll rescan you in 6 to 12 months, wherever you want. All right, so you do have that myelesteatosis, fatty deposit in there. You're not but your bones are good. Look how thick they are.
Okay. I thought they looked little, but okay. If you say they're good.
Yeah, they're
The
thick.
cortex is blending with the muscle next to it.
So your bones look good. You got myelesteatosis,
Is that-
adverse muscle composition. So you're getting those fatty infiltrates of in it. But
So the white is that's the visceral fat, right?
mhm,
Or is that
the white streaks. It's
but-
not really visceral fat, but it's
Sub-Q
it's
fat,
associated with visceral fat.
Okay,
So
but
all that.
is that sub-Q outside of it?
Oh yes, sub-Q outside.
Okay, yeah, I know. I got like a lot of sub-Q. So, okay.
And women do. I mean, they'll have more sub-Q fat. We don't really worry about. I want to look at the equivalent of deep subcutaneous fat in the legs. It hasn't been studied. Now there is one study that shows in males that have excess subcutaneous fat, they have higher mortality and incidence of and higher mortality from prostate cancer.
Interesting.
Based on how much subcutaneous fat they have in their legs. So if that correlates over to females, that hasn't been really studied. With AI, we're learning a lot more, so stay tuned.
Okay.
But for the time being, forget that sub-Q. Get rid of all those white streaks.
Yeah.
You know why? Because a study came out in May 2023. If you got myelesteatosis like that, doubles your mortality of an obese person.
Really?
Yeah. And obese people don't live long.
No.
But with myelesteatosis, it is that bad.
That would probably explain why I had such bad like vertigo and trouble walk. Like I would lose feeling in my legs, like completely lose feeling in my legs. It was probably worse. It was probably way worse than this. If you see anything sus, let me know.
I'm looking at things different than Mark is. I'm looking at
You guys probably have a totally
I'm
different.
looking at fat.
You guys probably have a totally different mindset. On
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm staring at your blood vessels.
Yeah, I can't read the vessels
I'm looking
here.
at those eyes. Those eyes look crazy. Like, ooh, googly eyes.
You don't have a complete circle, Willis.
A what?
Your circle, Willis, isn't complete. Only 25% of the population is complete.
What does that mean?
Means you're normal.
Wait, but what's the complete circle Willis? Do I want a complete circle?
It's nice to have one.
What do you
but
mean? It's like what is it? Superpowers? Like what is that?
it just means if you have bypasses around, if you have a stroke, you're less likely to have symptoms.
Oh,
No, only 25% of the population has a complete one.
okay.
So you have this
You're lucky.
temple fat pad here that's associated from that visceral fat. So what that means is your face is going to get more elegant as you get rid of your visceral fat.
Yay!
So you're going to, I mean, you don't see much ASCVD, do you? In premenopausal women. Women don't start having strokes till they're in their 60s. Males have ASCVD, in their 20s, 30s, and 40s in their coronary arteries, in their heart, because we don't have that protective benefit. So these are two genetically cloned mice. So they're cloned from the single strand of DNA. These two, they're closer than monozygotic identical twins. They take these mice and they separate them into separate cages, so that they're in the same environment but separate cages. And they feed them the exact same diets for 6 weeks. Same calories, same quality food, same mice chow. There's no difference in them, so they're exactly the same. And then they do a fecal transplant. So with the medical term for it is FMT, fecal microbiota transplant. So they take stool from 2 human twins. One twin was fat, unhealthy, ate processed foods, did no sports, no exercise. The other twin was very fit, lettered in all these sports, varsity, ate clean, was really in great shape. So they took feces from the fit twin, put it in one mouse, feces from the fat twin, and put it in the other mouse, and watch what happened. And they fed them the same diet. So what happened was the one became infected with obesogenic microbes. So the back end of this experiment was they took feces from the fit twin and put it into this mouse, and it turned it back normal.
Hey, babe. So we finished up at Dr. Sean's, and now we are heading to dinner. What was your most surprised thing that you learned today? Okay, I guess you're sleeping. We are heading out to dinner. We're gonna go to this steak place, like all you can eat steak. Let's go. Come on, babe.
Sleeping.
You're not sleeping. Let's see what teas we brought with us.
There's tea over in the thing too.
I'm actually gonna make like a tea situation. All right, let's see what we got here. Maybe I'll do. Oh yeah, my caribou cup. You guys, I got a authentic caribou mug. Let's see, I have so many options in here. Use your instead of your hand. It is so cold. Why is it so cold? It's freezing.
Go in your habit trail.
That is my habit trail. The igloo. This is so freaking cold. Good morning. So we just got breakfast. We're heading out of Minnesota. So this is our last day to see our dogs. Miss them so much. So anyways, ordered bacon. I did my little 4K post because we hit 4K yesterday on Instagram, which is exciting. 4K hot girlies and espresso daddies. So anyways, yeah, we're here at Delta. It's bright and early. I woke up at like 2 a.m. This bacon has sugar on it. I can taste it. It's applewood smoked bacon. You guys, most of the bacon out there, unless you're getting it from the grocery store, has sugar on it. There was really nothing to order here except for maybe the eggs, but they probably cook those in oil, seed oils. It is what it is. Anyways, eating out is really hard to eat healthy. Like, this is not pasture-raised pork. Pretty sure the yellow in that yolk is not a pasture-raised chicken, but it is what it is. It's food. Anyway, so we are heading out today. We had a great trip. It was really awesome seeing Sean and learning so much from him. This thing is so broken. Oh my god. I don't think it's gonna stay in. So I just want to recap this trip for you guys. We had fun. It was a good time. It was so short though. It was literally fly in, fly out. I forgot my makeup. I noticed yesterday I was like, oh, I don't have any makeup. So
Fogo Gaucho.
Fogo Gaucho and Good Skin. But that place was really amazing. We went last night. It was so good. If you guys are in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, Fogo Gaucho was like probably the best thing we ate here, right? Like
So much better than the rivals.
so much better. So they come around. It's like a Brazilian steakhouse, very similar to Fogo de Chao, but I think
Much better meat. And it's not corporate. Like, there's like a guy who owns it. He came up to our table, talked to us, and they were just super awesome. Like, the food was amazing, super attentive. Like, the servers were great. And so yeah, it was a good trip. Good food, good trip. We left the sauerkraut in the room. Sorry, Sean. Can't bring that on the plane. You ate some of it.
I ate a lot of it yesterday, actually. Had some butter packets with dinner. So, I know I'm gonna get anxiety from drinking caribou coffee. I had it yesterday after I drank coffee. Anytime I drink coffee, I get anxiety, even if it's decaf. I think it's all the pesticides and all the shit in it, but we're only in Minnesota once in a blue moon. Like, I've been here 10 years, so I think I'm gonna hit up Caribou one last time, get a decaf latte with regular milk. I'm gonna add in my stevia with the whipped cream flavor. It just sounds so good. Like, I love Caribou's coffee. Like, their beans are roasted so perfect. So we're gonna do that before we head out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it super informative. If you want to see Sean, I'm gonna leave his details down below. I'm not affiliated with him at all. Just really appreciate and love the work he's doing. And it's not like, he doesn't recommend taking a billion supplements, anything like that. It's just very simple, easy things to do. I mean, no, it's so easy.
It's very simple things to do. I mean, it's pretty hard stuff. You're changing your lifestyle. So a lot of his stuff is changing your lifestyle. You can go on his YouTube. I'll link his YouTube down below. You can go on his YouTube, and basically he has a ton of his information on the YouTube. If you want more in depth, then you can book with him like we did. It was really eye-opening for me to see my results, which I showed you guys in this video. My heart is good. It's in the top 10% of the women that he's worked with, but I do still have a lot of visceral fat, and that for me is going to be my mission. I'm going to try to get rid of that visceral fat. So as you guys know, I am on my pregnancy journey, so I'm going to be going through that this year, and then we're going to retest visceral fat come next year. So February next year I can go back and do another retest. So yeah. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below what you found most interesting, and I'll see you in the next video.